All right, Luke. Me and Luke are here walking through what we did over here by White Castle. So take us through these spools down here, Luke.
So yeah, this massive behemoth of a spool. It's terrible to move over here, but we've got two of them down here. One right here.
So we'll walk us over.
Down there.
Walk us over to that one.
This whole area was very neglected of actual bunkers you can move to.
So you can see there's one up on the hill there.
One up there.
We'll go up to that in a second.
This
Take
whole
us.
area is pretty run down. So we got. What was the place you got this spool from?
I don't know. We had some random guy that I talked to a few years back. I think he belongs somehow connected with the electric company. And these are ones they were going to have to dispose of, I believe. And they were nice enough to. My contact was nice enough to bring us these, and for a very affordable price. So, tell us how this spool can be used for attacking and defending, Luke.
So, this fort was here before we. It is a very solid fort. You kind of have a weakness over here. So this guy gives you cover on your flank if you're an attacker. If you're attacking from this direction up on this hill. Now, if you're a defender, you can counter that by coming back around here and setting up like right here. You got good field fire, and then you're gonna be a serious pain to anybody that's attacking to try to get to these locations.
So just, if you're not familiar with our field, there's a river over here, the Ashfield River, and there's a lot of foliage, a lot of this stuff, and it gets really high when you get in the sun, especially the next month or so. It's gonna get really high.
It's terrifying.
So you could sneak through there. It can be swampy, sometimes it can be solid, it depends on the weather. But traditionally, White Castle has been, which we built that fort too. It's just a little stick fort, but we add a little to it. Traditionally, White Castle, when they defend it, it's always defended from the top of the hill. Well, now if you're a defender, you could come down here if you have a lot of people, and you could use this, and it borders up against the river, which you can see right there. And then there's really not much behind us. It kind of just runs into a little point where the property ends. But you can, with this mound of dirt, this tree, you can do quite a bit.
Also, you can come over here too. And kind of get.
Yeah, a lot of new angles by adding a big, massive wall here. Stand right next to it again, Luke.
It's my height.
Yes, I mean that's that's not taking any
Pretty much
bending your knees at all. You know what I'm
anybody
saying?
can
So
hide behind this pretty much.
yeah, we try to wedge these things in between like mounds of dirt and trees because we're always worried someone's gonna try to like go Trojan horse and like roll it down the field. So let's walk.
That way.
I don't want to walk through the mud. Let's walk this way.
Okay.
It gets really muddy in here, as you can see, which for just having just undergrowth coverage, if you want to belly crawl, which I don't want to do. I'll keep this like head level. Look how much just coverage area that is. I mean, Luke goes behind there and he just disappears. So if you're, and again, if you're on the back side of this is about a good 2.5 feet lower. Look how, I mean, this is eye level right here. So, I mean, you've got so many more angles. You have two people on either side of that and just not even see them. All right, so let's walk. We only worked on White Castle because we feel like the gameplay here has gotten really stagnant. Like it just plays the same way.
Every time.
Yeah, every time. Like you know what bunkers to defend. You know what to attack, and if you have aggressive attackers, the defenders pretty much always lose. Every once in a while they win, but very rarely. Part of that was, take us through this, Luke. You tell us about why I moved this spool over here.
So, this guy right here was just like a T-fort, which it's on the front of the hill, like the peninsula of the hill. So, this is gonna get the most fire at any fort here, really. And if I'm sitting right here, like, we still need to add a pot right there, but if you were sitting over here in this area, before this spool was here, everything over there could shoot you. So really you couldn't come here unless you just hid in this corner right here. And this is a vital fort that holds the whole front of the hill.
So if you look off to my right there, you can see all those attacking forts could shoot you where Luke is at. So by putting that there, means all those people over there can't hit you. So just like Luke was saying, this is a really critical fort, and we felt like we built up the attacking fort so much, and people had kind of learned how to take this person out. And once that person's dead, the rest of this top was very, very vulnerable. So take us through this next spool, Luke, and what you think you're going to do with this one. Luke rolled this one into place.
This guy is not in the best by itself yet. I mean, you have those forts down there, the riverside, and you can't really do much but sit right here right now, and you're still not very safe.
Yeah, typically the attackers are coming from where, Luke? So someone's never been to our field.
So they're going to start down there in the village by the ambulance.
There's an actual Vietnam era ambulance there, like
Vietnam era ambulance.
Yeah, it really
Very cool.
used to work anyways, but now it's just kind of sitting there.
No brakes though.
Yeah, and very limited brakes. So
So
that's where they attack from.
they're going to start coming from that way, this way. But generally they're going to move around the sides of the hill. They're going to want to get around each side and come up with your sides. So you're really exposed from both your sides, your flanks. So that's always important. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add with some pallets, like one's down there. We're going to add a small pallet right here and do a wall right here. So you'll have like a T, L right here. Then on this side, I'm going to do pretty much the same thing, just on this end, come out, and then tee it off right here.
So it'll be kind of a weird Z shaped almost.
Kind of like a
Yeah.
like snake fork, basically.
Yeah.
Just not crawling size. So.
And make sure we don't make it look too goofy. But all right, so take us through this next spool up here in the middle.
Okay. So with White Castle being on a hill, it's pretty much all a hill. A lot of times, well, how we built the bunkers up, or like at first, was really to hold that hill line. But what ended up happening is, if you lose that hill line in a spot, like if any of these front bunkers get knocked out, the whole defense collapses because having that bunker, they can shoot fire at all the other defenders and hit them out pretty fast. So we wanted to start working on a kind of second layer or a fallback point you could use. So
Yeah, if the attackers get up to the crest of the hill.
If they take these bunkers over here behind you, you can have something fall back to. So this fort right here, this big bunker, is pretty much
It's just like what right there.
right there, just these sticks. So we added this giant spool right here, and this, I don't know, bark thing.
Yeah, we
pallet.
we took a little piece that my dad had made that wasn't really getting used, and we added it to this. So
Come around to this side. You can see that if you're in here, you have like both your flanks mostly covered. Obviously, we don't make it too strong, so it's balanced.
yeah, it's got a nice little horseshoe shape to it, like a J shape.
A good shot here, and you have a good angle here, and even this whole thing in here.
And that person right there can defend the
Pretty much
forward
the
positions,
entire
I think.
right side
Yeah.
you can cover, and a bit of the left.
Then let's talk really briefly, because we're running out of time. We want to add some, we have a little fort over here, but we want to add some forts over here to widen the field. We don't want to get too much into our neighbor's property. They might not appreciate that. Like this is on our property, but just barely. So we just don't want people getting too far off. So right there you can see the river. And Luke, tell us a little about what we might want to do over here
So
to make this more playable.
there's a few options. We can, so obviously there's not any attacking forts or defending forts over here, so it's really a no man's land, if you will. So if we're gonna build this up, we're gonna need at least 4 new bunkers, probably. And I would say probably one up here on this ridge, and kind of like we're gonna need a bunker on the hill that you could like defend or attack from. So that would probably be made of pallets, maybe one of our wall pieces. And that'll be used. It'll be a very important spot because if which we're gonna build a bunker probably right where I'm standing, and if you are an attacker and say the defenders don't even defend the spot, sneak around by the river edge, you come here, you have access to everyone's backs. So this is going to be a vital spot.
Yeah, if you get to that tree right now, you're in a pretty devastating spot because you're now, if you don't kill a bunch of people, you know, you have them at a severe, like you're really going to put them in the bunker. You know what I mean? They're not going to be able to do much because you're really going to pin them all down, give you all the other guys a chance to get up here. So let's walk around front here. Yeah, we'll walk our way. I think we have 3 more.
Oh, yeah,
we have one down
there.
Down the bottom. We'll breeze through these a little faster now. So you see that one. We'll come back to that one. We're going to show you this one, like very briefly show you the angles on this. Hopefully we're going to have a lot of people out here this Saturday. We'll see. Got to pick up some sticks in here. You can't really see it on video, but Luke, tell us about this one real quick. Like, give us the 15-second scoop.
This area had nothing in it. There was no real way to move through here, and we wanted to change that to have more players fit in an area. So we added this guy right here on this tree, right in the middle of nothing, and now there's something there. It's a pretty solid attacking fort. Pretty much covers all the hill. If you're brave, you can come up here and defend from it. It's not going to give you the best coverage though. You've got all that area over there, which you're not really going to be that strong defending, but if you want to scare somebody.
If you want to come up here and attack the attackers, slow them down. There's also just a natural crossing point that was almost never getting used. So now if someone gets up into these bunkers right here, they can run through here pretty quickly because this stream is pretty formidable. It's pretty, it slows you down. It limits your crossing points. So if you get here, you can now shoot that key bunker. And because we added this spool, we had to add that one up there because it would just be very devastating to have this here and make that even more vulnerable. So these two kind of counteract each other, allows more people to get on the field and more angles. So let's walk up here and talk about what we did. I think it's safe to say, wouldn't you say, Luke, that we tried to add a little more defense than we did offense?
Yeah, we tried to. The best of our ability. And obviously, all paintball forts can go both ways.
Yeah, depending on and if you're, let's say you're not even playing White Castle, you may be attacking Purgatory. Well, everything changes then. So, all right, go stay next to that, Luke, because it gives us some perspective of how big this thing really is. That's how big this thing is. So,
yeah. So this guy, pretty straightforward. Got an L coverage on both sides.
So Jesse and Eli did a good job of building that up.
Fit 3 guys here. You have 2 right here, and you can fit somebody right in here.
Yeah, a little guy could get underneath there, like a
Yeah.
Jesse or an Eli could scooch right underneath there.
This gives a lot of people. It adds 3 or 4 people into the field right here, and it also gives an ability to attack.
This fort before Jesse and Eli built up those sticks on top there, and we added that spool, was pretty much useless. I mean, occasionally someone would use it, but
nobody used it.
Very rarely. Yeah.
Around it to avoid.
All right, we're running out of time here, so we got 2 more spools to go. Well, actually 3 more. So, and we're gonna speed up the pace. I think we've covered the most key ones, but these are still make the field a lot better. Tell us about this, Luke.
This one, it's right on the river edge, so it's going to give you a nice solid spot to lay down fire on. This is a good spot, especially new players. You're pretty safe here.
Cover a bridge crossing.
Yeah. You can cover some spots if you're a new player, not in much danger at all, and let some of your more experienced guys move up. Yeah,
also, if you have a couple people right here,
yeah,
and someone wanted to cross right here and bunker that spool we were just at, or even get over here in the mud a little bit, they could get that tree, which people have done. And there's actually a little kind of dirt pile right there you can get to. So we may add a spool right in there to try to make that more defendable. So this could be used a lot of ways. You could be coming down this road, tuck in here.
It can pretty much use from any direction to plant.
Yeah, you know, you could be down in here in the creek again if you
and
had.
It also just blocks line of sight. It just blocks line of sight.
Yeah, blocks some shooting angles. Okay, take us up here to this one where we had a spool
This
before.
one's pretty much the same thing. We just replaced an old spool that died. It serves the same purpose, really. It's a big spool in the middle of the field, give people stuff.
Yeah, like in Port Charlotte in Florida, they have like a shark graveyard, and sharks come there. That's where they die. They just come there, and that's when they get gold. They go there and die. So we think that Port Charlotte might have the shark graveyard. We've got the spool graveyard. You can see a couple of these are just, we've had them so long they disintegrated. So we felt like that would kind of cover over any metal that might be there. Someone's good little angle. All right, let's walk up through here.
So this next spool is the only one that's not in White Castle. The only one that's outside of White Castle, and it's actually in a pretty vital spot. Definitely gonna change up purgatory for sure.
This was Wesley's idea, so if you don't like it, you know who to blame. So again, we feel like purgatory. I do agree with Wesley that purgatory is sometimes a little too easy to take. So tell us a little about what Wesley was thinking here.
So this one, before this when you're doing purgatory, you're really limited to holding this doorway right here. And you could go out in the woods up here. There wasn't that much you could really do to actually knock people out of here. Now with this one, you can put guys on each side of it, and even, I mean, if you wanted to, slide in right here. But it's going to give you crossfire with this door, that window in there. You'll have better crossfire to knock people out.
Yeah, from attacking standpoint, how might attackers appreciate that if they actually get to the spool?
So, for attackers, definitely there's going to be that tower. It's going to give you, on that tower, you couldn't really shoot at it very well. This is going to give you a much better attack on that tower to, like, suppressive fire. You probably won't knock them out, but if you get like...
Also, I think if you're coming near to this doorway and you shoot this person out, I'm coming here, I shoot that person out, now I have immediate cover right here. No one else can hit me. That's the only person I'm engaging is right there. Now I can work my way around and I can engage all these other people without even going into the doorway. And if I'm out here, I can be telling my teammates, hey, I'm out here, versus right, if you're right here, you could have someone on the other side of this and you can't really, it's hard to reach over. That's, you know, a good 5.5 feet high or so. You know what I mean? This could be a little bit awkward right here if that spool's not there. So if you get to the spool as an attacker, I think that's a massive advantage by being able to just engage one person. You know what I mean? Definitely. And have like just an angle on that one person. So it's gonna make the defenders choose whether or not they want to defend this. And then you get this little peephole here too. You can shoot right through there if you think you're a sniper. You actually have 3 of those. So that could get interesting if someone's on the other side.
Dude,
yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. I also brought this fire hydrant from the house. I think we're going to try to put that in some cement somewhere in the field, maybe back at the village. And then you have to fight over the fire hydrant type thing. Put it like right in the middle. Maybe you got to like hang your cone on it or something like that. Like the top could be really useful. So, all right, that's what we did. We're going home.